Good morning. Welcome to Christy K Hikes. All right, everyone, I'm all packed up. My backpack's a little heavy with this extra food. I've got an Uber request. We'll see if that gets picked up. But it was a lovely stay here at this Reed Lodge. It was very nice, and the people are nice, and I got good rest. I slept good. I woke up, I don't know, like almost at 7. Maybe, it was about 7. Went down, got some breakfast, just hung out. It was a nice start to the day. So let's go down in that lobby and see if we can get a ride. The Uber driver's here. All right, everyone, we're back on trail. Got my Uber. It's been hard to find a ride this morning. Some of the shuttle people couldn't make it, or they were out of town. But my same Uber from yesterday picked me up. A nice guy, drives a little fast because it's very curvy here. The roads are. And he acts real surprised that they're curvy. And he hoops and hollers every time he's going around a curb. So I'm glad we made it here. But I mean, he's a very nice guy. Works for Uber. So I assume he's okay. You know, I'm not always skilled in these things like that, but we made it back over and I'm real glad. So I'm probably starting off like an hour and a half later than I had anticipated, but that's okay. I did, as soon as I got out and crossed over on the road, I saw some men coming out from a drive, and they stopped and made sure I was seeing the right trail. And then they also gave me a lesson in poison ivy or poison oak, because they've just been clearing on this trail. Thank you, gentlemen, because I don't know, there's so many plants, and I've seen pictures of it, but then I'm always worried about that I'm not identifying it correctly. You know, I'm a hands-on, I need to look at it, but I'm still a little unsure. They showed me, so I remember what it looks like, so I'm going to be on the lookout for that, because that's the last thing I want to get into. But anyway, all right, let's get ourselves hiking on this trail, because I want to get to our stop. We're going to be going to Falls Branch Creek, or I'll have to read that again, but I'll look on the far out. All right, let's get going. Always a climb when you come back out of town. You drop down to get out, and then we start climbing back up. We're just climbing and climbing. I'm going to get up here, starting to not say my words right. I'm going to get up here, and there's a little spring. I mean, I don't need water, but I'm going to stop and eat my snack or my lunch, because I haven't had lunch yet, and then we'll continue on. All right, folks, I'm pouring sweat. I don't know if you can see that or not. And this place is infested with poison ivy, and I am glad I know what it looks like now, because, you know, TMI, but just so you know, I just had to take my first pee right in the middle of the trail, because I'm not about to get off in all this. All out in there, you know, there's no clear spot to get. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I kept thinking I was going to come to a little place, but I haven't seen it yet. So this would have to do. And I figured if anyone wandered upon me, so be it. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going up. So let's get going. All right, I got to a little stopping point, and I'm having my leftover burrito from yesterday. And I'm just going to sit here for a bit and look and see where the next water source is, because, you know, I want to make sure I stay filled up on water. It's a little hot today. I don't know. I thought it said it was like 85. At home, that would be lovely, but here with some humidity, but there's a little breeze here and there, so that's nice. I'm appreciative of that. But All right, I'm going to eat my burrito. I have my backpack sitting over there. I'm keeping it far away from any poison ivy. I don't want anything to do with that stuff. All right, our lunch break is over. We're going to get back on trail. I heard something going through the shrubs over there. It sounded kind of big. It was probably just the squirrel, but who knows? Yeah, I want that thing to move out of the way. All right, thank goodness that thing was dead. You know, I'm not out here completely oblivious thinking that there's no snakes. I know there are snakes. I just don't like them. I just hope they hear me before I see them and they get gone. But anyway, it's dead. Too bad. All right, we're back to this road where we started. And we'll talk about that in a little bit later. Talk about it later. Okay, I'm going to tell you, if it weren't for the grace of God and a whole lot of nice people out there, I would have myself plumb turned around and be off and backtracking. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk. I've been walking up a hill. So I'll talk later about me getting myself off track. Ended up back where I started this morning, which, well, it really wasn't morning. It was dang near noon. So wasn't like I walked that far. But we'll talk about that in story time later on. And then I finally got over here to the shallow ford bridge, and not that I needed a snack, but I wanted a Gatorade, a really cold one. The store was just closing, and the nice lady let me come in. And I even bought water because I thought, I'm not getting down there and filtering any water. But I'm making sure I'm on the right track. I see some white diamonds. But yeah, you know, like I've told you guys before, I can be directionally challenged. So I've been following the maps, but sometimes I'll get myself turned around. This time I was out at the bridge. That's where I was supposed to be. It's not like I was lost on that. But I almost walked right past this Stanley Creek road, and this nice man pulled over and said, "Do you want to ride, or are you hiking?" Yes. He goes, "You need to turn right there, right at that road." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I said, because I do not want to walk past and have to walk back. So anyway, these are the most lovely roads that these people have. I mean, I'm used to lots of potholes. So I'll show you what I'm seeing. I'll hop back on in a while. Look at these lovely roads. Not a whole one in them. No potholes at all. Very tidy and clean on the sides too. All right, now we're on this dirt road. And we're trying to get to the parking lot of the Long something falls. I can't even remember right now. So anyway, I'm going to focus because I want to get there. We're close. All right, I'm at the trailhead, and it says you can camp in here by the creek. So I'm just looking. There's a little trail. Yep. We're camping right in here. This is perfect. Thank you, Jesus, for getting us here. before dark. Hello everyone. This is not going to be the most becoming video here of me, but I'm laying down. I'm not sitting back up. Listen guys, I had quite the day. I didn't end up videoing as much as I wanted to because, you know, I was just trying to get myself where I needed to be. So I'm going to say I got started. I'm trying not to move my hand. It's got a shadow. I got started where I needed to be, and I was going to the tower. What's that called? Let me look at it. Brawley Mountain Tower. I made it up there. I got there and I saw the tower. And then there was the trail that was going down, and it had the Benton McKaye diamonds on it, but yet it was saying I was going in the opposite direction. I should have been going in the direction I just came. Listen, I have beat my brain the rest of the day trying to figure out where in the heck I went wrong. I did see a sign, I think, that said the Dial Gap Road, but I don't know. Anyway, I hope there's someone out there that might know this area or know someone who's hiked this, and I would love to talk to them. I'm never coming back here and hiking again. Not because I hate it. I just have no reason to come back and do this trail again. But I want to know where I screwed up, where I got off. So anyway, I just followed that trail back down because it's going down, and it had Benton McKaye, you know, trail signs, and I'm going in the opposite direction than what I'm supposed to be, but yet I'd already come that other way. Oh Lord. And I'm going downhill, so I know I knew just by looking at the sun, not that I know that much, but I was looking and I could tell where I'd been. I was like on the opposite side of this mountain, so I knew I was heading back down. Sure enough, I got down and I had gone a loop back down to this where I'd come out. Oh man, so I've just racked my brain and messed my own brain up. I had no clue what to do. I mean, you know, I have my far out, and by the grace of the good Lord, I have good service. I have better service up here, not right now, but where I was at than I do at home. Had 3 bars. I get 1 bar at home. So anyhow, I just started right back out, and I knew I was on this service road, and I was going to walk on that service road, by golly. And I knew that it would take me back out to where I started. And because I had met these guys earlier this morning. Well, it wasn't even this morning because I didn't get my Uber. I didn't get out there until, I don't know, 11:30. This seems like it's been 48-hour day, and it hasn't. But so I knew where I was heading. I'd met those guys, and they had been up on the trail, cleaning the trail, and they told me that. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry if I was on your property or on your road," and I was just like off the highway. They're like, "No, this is a service road." But they said it'll lead you to where you need to go. It's just on this service road, gravelly road. That's what they told me, and so they told me where to get the trail sign, Benton McKaye. So I walked an entire loop. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm making myself more lost as I talk about it. So I walked down that darn road. I got onto maps even, and the lady's talking to me, "Turn here at whatever." So I get down there to the road, and I'm just like, "Thank you, Jesus." And I drank the rest of my water. I mean, I wasn't thirsty or anything during the day. I just celebrated because I didn't have anything stronger than that. So I sat on the road, tried to call my same Uber guy who's become my friend, but he wouldn't pick up. I don't blame him. It's Friday evening. And so finally there was some people had made a comment in on the far out about the A to B taxi cab. Call them. They're so dang nice. The guy came and rescued me. And he got me over to the shallow ford bridge because that's where I was going to come out. So for all of you guys who, and I kind of am the same thinking here, you will walk every single mile of a trail to say you've done it. Well, listen, I missed Garland Gap, but I walked back down that road. I think I've walked enough of my miles, and I'm not trying to get a prize for this trail. All I want to know is, where did I mess up? Where did I not see a sign? I don't know. That kind of stuff will drive me nuts. So anyway, I got back over to the shallow ford bridge, and it was hopping. People were tubing. It was hot. I thought that sure is nice, I bet. And then I went into the little store, and they were getting ready to, they have a cafe there too. I wasn't going to be eating, but I was going to get a Gatorade, a beautiful red, ice cold Gatorade. And the lady said, we're closing. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. She goes, but you could get something, get some snacks if you want. Oh, thank you. Well, I didn't want anything to eat. I have stuff to eat. I got my tasty red Gatorade, and then I thought, I cannot go across the road and even filter any water, because I know I've got a 4.1 road walk to get to here, because this is where I wanted to be, at this Long Branch Falls little trailhead, by golly. And so I just got my red Gatorade and bought, oh my gosh, a bunch of little bottles of water. And I said, you don't mind if I sit out here, do you? And I'm going to fill my bottle. She goes, no, I don't care. So I sat out there drinking my Gatorade and ate my honey roasted peanuts, filling up my bottle, and started walking again. And there was another man who stopped. Well, so I got up to the Toccoa restaurant. Those people must be doing something right in there, because, man alive, there are cars parked up and down that road. You wouldn't gotten in there to eat until midnight. So it was jam-packed. Those people must be rocking out. They're doing something good, cooking good food, I'm sure. Anyhow, so right about there at the restaurant, a guy stopped and offered me a ride. And he asked me if I was hiking the Benton McKaye trail. I said, yeah. And he goes, well, you need to make sure you turn right up this road right here. I was going to pass that road by. What the heck? I don't know. I said, thank you so much. The Lord is sending me all these little angels out there, getting me right back on where I need to be. So I started down that road. He goes, are you sure you don't want to ride? And I'm like, well, it would be nice, but I'm bound and determined to do as many of these miles as I'm supposed to, try to. He goes, okay, well, I'm driving around to that other side. I'm going to be over there on that side. I'm like, I know, thank you. So I started walking through a residential neighborhood. It's private, and there's beautiful homes in there, and the road is like immaculate. But 4.1 miles, some of you may think, oh, that's nothing. That sounds like nothing. Well, get out there and start walking. It was, oh my gosh, and I was tired. I've walked the amount of miles that I've wanted to walk today. And it wasn't like my feet couldn't walk anymore. But, that kind of stuff just wears you out. Getting some counseling right now. But yeah, so I made it here, and not a soul even tried to pick me up. No. And it's a good thing, because when I was walking, there were a couple times I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care that I'm thinking I need to walk every square mile of this trail. If somebody offers me a ride, a mile up here, up the road, I'm taking it. Not a person stopped. There was one guy, I could hear him squealing his tires up the road. I didn't know it was a guy at first. I could just hear a vehicle squealing his tires. And then he got down to me and stopped and asked me if I heard that. And I'm like, well, yeah. And he goes, well, that wasn't me. I said, listen, I'm not the police on this road. You have a good night. I don't care what you're doing. I'm trying to walk. I could care less if you're squealing your tires. You go right ahead. That's for the local law enforcement, not me. So anywho, I'm here. And I think I am camped amongst some poison ivy. I'm obsessed with that stuff now. But I think I can get in and out of my tent. But I got here right when it was starting to get dark. The end. That's the end of a terrible story. So let's start talking some crap. Let's talk some real crap about this day. So C is for challenge. You've already heard it. I've already told you what my challenge was. So tick, that's done. My reward, I would have to say just the different people that stopped to offer me some help in whatever way. Shuttle rides, the taxi coming and getting me, the guy making sure I was going to get right back onto the road because I dang near just missed that turn. So that was my reward. Thank you, people. And then I appreciate, well, I'm going to have to find something to appreciate. Okay, I appreciate that on that road, that 4.1 mile walk on Blacktop, that it was in the evening time and wasn't in the day, because that would have been one hot sucker to walk on. And it's not as, I mean, there's lots of trees, but they're not going over the road, and I would have surely been sunburned. So I appreciate that I walked in the evening time. And then the P is for just put one foot in front of the other, because that's all I could do. I would just take steps, walk, and then stop and on someone's private, beautiful drive and hope they didn't come yell at me, and take a breather and then keep walking. So that is the end of day 4. It wasn't a terrible day. It was just, it was just challenging, and you're going to have that. So now I'm not cooking anything tonight. If I could order a pizza, I would. So I'm going to eat some of my cheese and my snacks and things that I just have right here handy. But, all right. Well, thanks for listening to all of that. So I'm going to let you know at some point where I screwed up, whenever I get somebody who knows this area and they can tell me. But for now, I'm going to say goodnight, and I hope you guys have the most wonderful night. You're going to get some good sleep and just wake up fresh and new tomorrow, ready to tackle the day. Good night. Want to follow along with my through hike of the Benton McKaye Trail? You can find me at Christy K Hikes, either on YouTube or Instagram.